So we just unboxed the PlayStation VR. This is just the standard version, not the launch bundle that comes with the Move controllers and the camera. My immediate reaction is that there's a lot of cables in this box.
Yeah, I don't think it's something to be alarmed about. I think this is a lot of stuff you're going to be hiding behind your TV. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. We've got the manual here, which shows kind of a little bit of a schematic of what you're going to be doing to set this up. It
feels like a big Lego book.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting here. But is this even the final? Yeah, it keeps going. Yeah. There's just more and more. Looks like a maze. Looks like a fun PSN game. But yeah, so this is what we've got. Obviously, there's the headset. Let's talk about this first because this is the thing that everyone cares about.
Yeah.
This thing is gorgeous.
Yeah, the design on this thing is stunning. It's got this sort of weird rattlesnake skin interior, which I kind of like. The way it expands to sort of fit any head is really cool. Like, look at that.
You might want to be careful with that. It's brand new. Yeah, so basically...
not a good noise.
Elastic thing here goes around your head, and then to tighten it up, you've got this little setup here. I think you're supposed to... I feel like maybe we already broke it. I'm not even sure. Hey, man, it's not ours. They sent it to the office. And then there's this thing which goes in and out, which lets you basically adjust your vision there.
Yeah.
What's really good about this, though, is this rattlesnake stuff, as you called it. I think it's more like what the spacesuits in Mass Effect would probably feel like.
Yep.
It's rubbery. It's rubberized, so it's not the kind that's going to tear your hair out if you pull it off, but it's the kind you can wipe down with, a Clorox wipe if you've got gross friends. And then on the other hand, you've got the whole kind of the front piece here is very rubbery.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was expecting that to be like kind of foamy. I feel like we've seen a lot of different prototype models at trade shows and stuff, but this is the final version. It's got these weird wiggly things here.
It's soft and it feels like something you could just kind of wear for a while without it being a problem.
Yeah.
I like this because it's the kind of thing where it seems easy to clean if you had a couple of friends over.
Yeah.
If it was cloth inside, it would get kind of hot and sweaty. And right now, you get some wipes and wipe it down real quick.
Yeah, it's just a really lovely design. It's incredibly light.
Yeah. So let's talk about this little remote control coming off the side here.
Yeah.
We've got a plus and minus for volume, a mute button, and a power button specifically to turn it on or off.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of marketing and a lot of prototype pictures of the PSVR where it's kind of just floating in a room or sitting on someone's head. They're doing a really good job of hiding a lot of the cords and cables going on there.
You're gonna look like you're fighting an octopus when you put this thing completely together.
Yeah.
And if anyone, I don't know, startles you and you decide to run out of the room, you're gonna drag a lot of expensive stuff with you.
Absolutely.
What's cool though is you do have this, this little plug here. This is basically the same setup as what's attached to your controller, but if you need to adjust volume, it's just a standard kind of, was it 3.5 millimeter jack, and then you've got volume up, volume down, turn on and off the mic, and then I think power just for starting it up.
Yep.
And you asked, what do you do about, if you've got a really nice wireless headset? Well, assuming you don't get one of those PS Slims, it all goes through the main setup.
Yeah. So your Bluetooth headset will work as traditionally used on your PS4.
Presumably that's got volume control on it. But if you're using anything else, just right here. So
including these, which come with them. If you're looking at these buds and you're like, those are kind of fat, they won't fit my ears, they actually give you a few options right here. Smaller ones if you have little baby ears, like Max does, or big fat ears like I do.
Yeah, but that is the one thing worth noting is that when you're using VR, it's easy to kind of lose track of your surroundings. If you drop your controller, it goes under the couch. You're gonna have to take this thing off and figure out where you put it. But if you're trying to just fiddle with the volume, trying to pull up a menu and everything is kind of a pain. So having this at, you just reach for your head and follow it down, and then there you go. So.
Yep. Now, the second biggest thing in the box is actually this really weird and very sort of non-PlayStation Breakout box.
Yeah,
it almost looks like something from the PS2 era. And it clicks.
Brian, we're going in.
We're going in. Look at that.
Yeah.
It cocks like a gun, so that's weird.
Initially, we were both like, what? Why? Huh? So the back here, you've got, obviously, there's actually stuff happening in here. There's a fan. You've got your power source. There is a micro USB port, which connects to your PlayStation. And then you've got HDMI to TV and HDMI to PS4. Don't be alarmed. You don't need a second HDMI port on your TV. This is just the PS4 one passing through.
Yeah.
Again, the locking thing seems super weird when you first look at it. But then take into account, you've got these, these big kind of chunky cables coming out of the headset. And what this is for is so you can have a nice, pretty flat front sticking out of your entertainment console. So it's completely flush with the front of the box, and you can put this on top of your PS4 or the side or whatever, and it doesn't look like a bunch of tangled up stuff. But if you need to unplug it and break it down, It's easier to pull it out from the base of the plug.
You can do that pretty easily. Now this is,
and I mean, who cares if there's plugs sticking out the back?
This is basically in lieu of your PS4 not being powerful enough to, on its own, run PSVR, which has been a sort of a controversial thing, and people thought that's what the Pro could fix. And as it is right now, in the box, you will get this Breakout box. It's kind of heavy duty. It's pretty big. You're gonna have to find a way to hide it next to your PS4 on a separate shelf. I don't know how you display your thing, but
now here's the thing: if you're using this and you've got, I don't know, if you're sitting at a desk, you got your monitor here, your PS4 here. If you're in a dorm room or whatever, you really only need to plug these two cables in there. But if you're using more of a living room setup, there is this extension, which is exactly the same in and out. It's just a nice long cable.
Exactly.
Very thick cable. This is sturdy. This is meant to get probably stepped on a little bit, and your dogs might eat it. Here's something we haven't seen in quite some time: a demo disc. Yeah, right?
It's like PlayStation Magazine's back.
Yeah, so then again, also worth noting, this is the $400 model. You still need to get the camera, probably move controllers. That's gonna basically set you back another...
So yeah, important to note about that, this box actually says it requires the camera and the PSVR. So I'm guessing a lot of this stuff is using head tracking and probably just your PS4 controller. Nothing outright says you need move controllers just yet. So if you have a camera, for now I think you're safe not buying them, but they do sell them individually. But last but not least, let's not forget the most important thing in the entire package, the crown jewel of the PSVR, if you will. It's the PlayStation VR towel. Ooh. Unbelievable. This is the only place in the world you can get this, a $400 towel.
Yeah,
a lot
this
of people
is made
won't tell you that.
Just cutting edge polymers.
This is a NASA space microfiber.
It's got a moisture wicking technology.
Yep, it's emblazoned with the logo.
Yep, this is actually what they make. It's got a nice spring to it. So
it does.
Yeah, and if you get weird eye boogers in here, you just go in there and wipe it off.
Yep.
But yeah, that's PlayStation VR.
It's true.
You know what? We have no idea where this is going to go in terms of software support, if this is the next PlayStation Vita and it's going to have a handful of really cool games, but you look
Keep in mind, if you want to tell the world that you've bought a $400 headset without wearing it everywhere, you just see this, your little kerchief.
Yeah.
You walk around and you go,
be a regular gadabout.
Oh my, it's getting hot. It must be
this
these
man about town.
expensive VR prices.
But yeah, so we don't know what this is going to do, but I will say that out of the box, it's a really beautiful piece of hardware.
You'll get over the sticker shock a little bit and the sort of fact that your living room will look like snakes on a plane for a little while. But ultimately, this thing's gorgeous. VR is finally here, and PlayStation's doing it. So for all things PSVR, Max is already in there. You're already in the right place. IGN.